This is a video about a silly girl, that's me, and one silly mission: to host a cute picnic in the park for some of my friends. But there's just one problem. I'm massively insecure. Hosting social events has always made me irrationally anxious. But rational or not, that fear has kept me from doing a lot of things that I would otherwise like to do. I never celebrated my 21st birthday, or my 30th birthday. Ow! Ooh, that hurt my butt. Because I always had this fear that what if I held a party and everyone hated it? What if they had a horrible time? What if none of them want to be friends with me after that? What if one of them starts a 24-hour live Twitch stream to discuss everything embarrassing I've ever done? These are life's important questions. It wasn't until last year when I turned 32 that I finally hosted a birthday party, because ultimately I realized that I could die any day now. And I got pretty sick of never doing things I wanted to do just because I was afraid. So about 2 months ago, I decided to host a picnic. And because I'm insecure, I thought this can't just be any ordinary picnic or people won't like it. I need to make it elaborate, over the top. Maybe I could buy a yurt and get color-coordinated tablescape items and hang decorations, and maybe I'll start dating a man with amazing culinary skills to curate the menu. And let me tell you what, sometimes my elaborate, overcompensating plans turn out pretty good. This time was different, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. It's picnic day. It's 7 a.m. and I immediately want to cancel everything. I'm like, why did I do this? There's so much to do. We have so much to do. I'm like trying to think of ways I can get out of this. I'm thinking of all the ways I can mess up this picnic. Like all the ways it can go wrong. But the other thing is, I have to remember that, like, worst case scenario.
What's that mouse been doing?
I'm doing a video.
She's sleeping.
I'm sleeping. I'm documenting the process of trying to get out of doing this picnic.
Aww. It counts as work. While we drift back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm working. This is what happens with me and when I take on a big project. I do this with videos all the time, but also with, like, planning an event where I'm like, oh, no one's going to like it. It's not going to be good enough. Nobody's going to like it. It's not going to be good enough. And so then I make it more and more elaborate. And then I make it so elaborate that I really overwhelm myself and it's, like, not a doable project anymore. And then I'm like, well, I can't do this. And I try and cancel the whole thing. But what I have to remember is that I could bail on all the elaborate parts of this picnic. And then at the end of the day, it would still be inviting friends over to probably, like, eat some food and hang out in the park. So that's what I need to remember. Okay, let's talk menu. Justin offered to take care of most of the menu because I am no chef, but even in pre-Justin days, I wouldn't let my culinary shortcomings stop me from hosting. You're really good at finding lemons. In my opinion, all that matters is that the food tastes good. I personally don't really care how much a host had to labor in the kitchen over it. So if you're not a good cook either, don't let that stop you. You can get creative. You can order barbecue. You can go a little kooky and serve Chinese food in your fine china. People go crazy for that kind of mix-up. Okay, we gotta do a little bit of cooking because it turns out food is an important part of a picnic. Justin is the chef, but I'm going to make one little twist on a tomato salad, and then I'm gonna go start setting up all the stuff for the event. Justin, for the menu, decided to pick out a bunch of recipes that are, like, pretty traditional picnicky summer theme, but everything is like a twist. An heirloom tomato salad with feta and watermelon, a potato salad with, like, bacon and a bunch of different things. I'll put all the recipes in the description of the video. But we're gonna make a watermelon heirloom tomato salad. It's gonna be cute as hell. Here we go. Okay, yes, I know this is a bread knife. I know that, but it's what I have, okay? Don't put it in the comments. If you put this in the comments, I will delete your comment. So what you're not seeing in this clip is that while I'm making watermelon salad, okay, JK, I found another knife. Justin is across the room from me preparing the rest of the menu, which brings me to my first giant failure in this event. Justin volunteered to do so much freaking labor to help with this event that it actually made me uncomfortable. I've never co-hosted with anyone, and it just made me realize how hard it was for me to believe that he might really just want to help me and wouldn't be, like, super resentful about it later. And that's my own issue, not Justin's, but it meant that I kept obsessively checking in with him. The only knife I have. Telling him, like, you can bail at any moment if you get overwhelmed, or like, we could just order takeout, or we can cancel this whole event if it's too stressful. Because I've seen those people who stress out their whole family and friends over hosting a single perfect event. And I have been so determined to never be that kind of host. So instead, what I did was I put all that "you don't have to do this" energy on Justin instead, and that became its own kind of stress, all because I couldn't believe that someone was just actually happy to help me. It was both like a huge pitfall for this picnic and a huge revelation of something I need to work on, just work on trusting that someone really wants to be there for me. I just had this idea that I could host this event and do it alone, and no one would have to be stressed except for me, and I didn't want it to be a burden on anyone. But because I was so afraid of being a burden, I became my own special new kind of burden. I don't know. It's something I'm gonna have to work on, but I'm sharing it here because I know some of y'all watching this feel the same. So learn from my mistakes. Also, look at this feta. That's nice feta. I'm chopping the feta. Okay, I've run out of things to say for this voiceover, but watermelon heirloom tomato salad, highly recommend. Okay, sweet. Whoa, the car is absolutely loaded up with stuff. I just ran home to get a bunch of the supplies for the picnic. This is a lot of work. We're running out of time. I'm not even having time to film everything. We're gonna drive over. I found this really beautiful park that overlooks the waterfront in Alexandria, Virginia. It's called Belhaven Park. I actually don't totally know what the rules are for setting stuff up there. Like, I mean, I drove by the other day when I was scouting it, and people were picnicking and they had like umbrellas and tents and stuff. Nobody had a yurt up. I don't know what the park's rules are about setting up a yurt. I'm gonna set up a yurt and we're gonna find out if that's okay. And if it's not okay, I'll just say, okay, park officer, thank you for letting me know. I will take down the yurt, and then we'll just have a romantic picnic without a yurt, okay? But it's overlooking the waterfront. Very excited. It's 12 o'clock now. People are coming at 3. That sounds like a lot of time, but I think it's going to be just barely enough to set up everything. Like, this car is full of stuff. I'm basically bringing an entire home interior. In my head, it's cool. In my heart, it's stressful. In my back, it's a little bit strained. So the thing that makes it harder and longer to do all of this, first of all, we have to figure out how to set up this yurt thing. The online reviews said, I'll link where I got it. It was pretty affordable for like a giant outdoor yurt that says it could sleep up to 10 people. Like, it's huge, it's a whole room. The reviews shockingly all said it was really easy to set up and took like 20 minutes to set up. I have to keep reminding myself that this is supposed to be fun and not stressful. I feel like the way people feel on their wedding day, stop it, bangs. The bangs are annoying me. The bangs, please. Not today. I feel like the way people feel about their wedding, where they're like so stressed and so worried and there's all this pressure. And from the outside, you're like, hey, it's a party. Like, everyone's happy. Everybody's happy to come. It's going to be a party. No matter what happens, like, it's just going to be a party. So I'm trying to remind myself of that. It's just supposed to be fun. And then the other thing I'm trying to do is continually remind myself, like, what's the priority? What's the order of operations? I'm going to try to get the yurt up, set the table. Food is done. And then if I have time to get to lights, lanterns, candles, great. If I have time to arrange some flowers, great, but those are lower on the priority list. So trying to prioritize, and also trying to remind myself to simplify. I think when you're doing a big project, I end up thinking that every single idea is equally important. That's almost never true. Almost none of my ideas are important. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself. There's gonna be food, there's gonna be people who I love, and those are the important things. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about the yurt. Justin actually gave me the idea of doing these tents that they kind of do on safari. I literally just ordered this online, and for an enormous giant ballroom of a yurt, it was pretty affordable. I'll link it below. I'll link everything that I can. But this was, I think, the only thing that I actually bought new. Everything else was thrifted, and I was very pleased with it. Okay, we got the tent up. That was insane. That actually wasn't that hard. The other thing you can do is unzip this bottom part to let a breeze through. sweating. Thank you. Look how freaking enormous this is.
Well,
this is huge. I mean, this says it can sleep 10 people, and it's definitely more than that. This could sleep like 15 people. Okay, so we're gonna open the bottom part so that there's like a breeze coming through, and then we're right overlooking the water. It's rare that my ideas actually work out the way I want them to. So this is weird. Okay, that brings me to the part I was most excited about for this event, which was just like designing the tablescape and the interior design of my yurt. And I wanted to go kind of maximalist on decor and colors and patterns and just have fun with it. I did find these different picnic blankets on Etsy. So I bought those too. Didn't thrift those, bought those. I am obsessed with every single one of these, especially the pink one. I love the orange, pink, red combo. And then I got this table as well, which is just a portable picnic table, and it's only like 13 or so inches off the ground. The legs screw on and fold up inside, which is so convenient. And then it's got a handle so you can carry it around. They come in all different sizes. You can definitely host an event and keep the table bare, but I love patterns and tablecloths, so I got this beautiful tablecloth. I'm obsessed, just colors on colors. These little ruffled placemats were also probably one of the things I was most excited about. Like, I just wanted to go hard on this. All of the dishware that you see here, I thrifted, most of it in my very most recent video where I went thrifting to a bunch of different thrift antique stores, and some stuff that I'd thrifted before, like these amber glasses. I think I got a Facebook Marketplace. Cutest salt and pepper, thrifted. I need like another hour to set this up, but I think what I have is like 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, by this point I was really scrambling to get it all up. I bought this bouquet just because I liked these guys. These are weird. I really wish I'd had like 2 more hours to go really hard on the decor, although I love how it turned out. Okay, not my best floral arranging, but impromptu emergency. By the way, if throughout this video you've been thinking, Caroline, shut up and just tell us about that dress, because it's amazing. This is Skims' long slip dress. It's part of their soft lounge collection. And if you're thinking, lounge, Caroline, that's supposed to be worn indoors and nowhere else, you'd be correct, but I don't care. I have been wearing this dress every single day, no matter where anyone tells me I can't. And boom. It's been crazy stupid hot in DC recently, like record-setting hot. It's like the only thing I'm comfortable in. Also, tush, you know what I mean? I'm no longer choosing between comfy and cute. I choose both, comfy and cute. I also got the Skims soft lounge tank and lounge fold-over pant, but I also like to make it casual, like you can layer on top of it, have it more as like a maxi skirt, put a little sneaker with it, maybe a cute cap. You can shop the Skims soft lounge collection at skims.com, now available in sizes XXS to 4X. Get on it, girl. And if you really want to be sweet to me, when you place an order with them, let them know I sent you. Just select my name in the drop-down section of the survey after you place your order. Thank you to Skims for sponsoring a portion of this video and sponsoring my cuteness. Last thing I would really like to do is to hang some lights. So I'm gonna do that. Just watch, it's gonna happen. So by this point, I did not have all the decor up. I hadn't changed. I hadn't done my makeup or hair. I was covered in sweat. I was getting pretty stressed because guests were going to arrive. There they are. And I was also trying just like not to put that stress on anyone else, because I know that whatever stress the host feels, all the guests will reflect that. So I was really trying hard to keep it together, and I really did my best. The event looked really beautiful, and all my friends were their lovely selves, but there were some things that I wish I'd done differently. I think if I did it again, I think there needs to be like back support for everybody. It was hard to sit up the whole time. It was good to have a game. I brought the game Chameleon. I think we could have had more games. There was just like something in the energy that was missing, and I could sense that. And it was hard to feel that something was off, but at a certain point, I tried to just like relax and let the afternoon happen. I started planning and filming this vlog over a month ago. At that point, I thought the title would be something like hosting an excessively romantic picnic for my friends. And the whole point of the vlog was to capture something overly idealistic and aspirational, even inspirational. You know, I love to make my videos inspirational if they can be. I know that's what viewers love seeing, but it's not always what happened. And I don't feel like I can honestly say that that's what happened with this video. Decor turned out the way that I pictured pretty much. The food Justin made was amazing. All my friends were their lovely selves. It was a really beautiful day weather-wise, but something about the event itself just didn't gel. It's hard to explain. I didn't want to film people not having a great time, but I could just kind of tell that people weren't having that great of a time. And that's okay, but like, you know, I did feel down. I actually felt pretty down. I think I just put so much pressure on it, and I'd worked so hard, and I'd invested so much time and money and effort and energy over months towards planning this and wanting it to be really good. And to put all that effort in and then to not have it pan out, I honestly felt kind of pathetic. Like, I know, of course, in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't matter at all. Actually, not even the grand scheme, just in the regular scheme of things. Hosting a social event that doesn't go the way you want, it really doesn't matter at all. But something about all the effort and energy and time and embarrassment still stung. And then there was a second sting because I was trying to make a video about it. And ideally the video would be inspirational, but that video would be a lie. It's not really how the day felt. And then on top of that, Justin and I that day had some we had some tough interpersonal moments and, you know, just regular couple stuff, but it just felt like I failed in every way. It felt like I failed to like create the event I had pictured. I failed at making the video that I set out to make, and then I felt like I failed in my relationship too. And none of these things are permanent. I just felt kind of beat down at the end of the day. And it's just a stupid picnic, you know? Like, I've experienced real losses, grief, death, but there was something just about like the disappointment on people's faces and I don't know. Everyone really tried to be really nice to me. I think they felt bad. I think they actually felt bad for me that it didn't go that well. And I'm really glad I held the picnic. I'm really glad I tried. A lot of parts of it went well. Some parts of it didn't. My friends and boyfriend remain really lovely, and it's hard to explain, but something about it I just felt kind of defeated at the end of the day, which is okay. It's survivable. All of this occurred yesterday, and I've had to spend the last day just like thinking about it, how do I wrap this up? Like, do I have anything to say about it? It's so silly. It's so silly. I can't overemphasize the fact that I know that it's small and it's silly, but it was like something that I wanted to be uplifting. And I'm like struggling to figure out how to make it uplifting. I was actually pretty down yesterday. I was actually pretty down at one point. I cried a little. I just felt kind of beat down. The thing that occurs to me is that it is actually nice every once in a while, maybe not nice, but it's important maybe to revisit failure sometimes. Hopefully not all the time, but it does feel important to revisit it sometimes so that you can remember that you're capable of surviving it. You know, when the threat of failure is the very thing that keeps me from doing stuff sometimes. Like, oh my God, what if I fail? What if it doesn't go well? What if the thing I want doesn't happen? When you hit that point and then you see how you survive it, that's a pretty important thing to experience. And I've experienced a lot of failure in my life. Those experiences are actually the very reason I'm able to like try new things now and try the things that scare me now and kind of run towards the fear. I think it's experiencing failure and experiencing the fact that you can totally live through it it does bolster you. I think I handled failure a lot worse when I was younger. It was really devastating. And now it's not fun, it's not pleasant, but it's totally survivable. Also, look at these ducks.